So, good evening, everyone. Myself, Samuel Lawrence, and I'm your host today. It's been a really long time since we had our first season. We had phenomenal speakers who took part and about 1,000 plus candidates who signed up. It's been an extravagant season. So now, here we are, the brand new season of LeaP, Learn from the Professional, Season 2, powered by the IEDC Cell, Christ College of Engineering. College of Engineering, established in 2015, is a new phase of professional educational providers. The college is managed by the CMI congregation of their mother province, Thrissur, and is a part of Christ Educational and Charitable Trust in Malakuda. The Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Center, IEDC, aims at imparting knowledge and skills for training, managerial, and entrepreneurial maturity among the members of IEDC, which ultimately elevate students with effective and innovative mindset. So now, I would like to invite the Assistant Professor of Christ College of Engineering, Mr. Neale, to formally welcome the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Samuel, am I audible and visible?
Yes, sir, you're audible and visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Samuel. So good evening, all. Today, we are starting the season 2 of the LeaP series, that is Learning from the Professionals. So the ISL of Engineering already covered season 1 of LeaP in the previous year, as Samuel said. So in that, we could organize around 5 talk sessions in different emerging areas like unmanned aerial vehicle, computer vision, etc. And today, we are starting the season 2 of LeaP. And without time delay, let me come into my duty. So first of all, I would like to welcome Executive Director of Christ College of Engineering, Father John Palekra, who is always motivating all the activities of IEDC Cell of Christ. So I welcome you, Father, to this session. And next, we are having our Joint Director, Father Joy Payapilli. I welcome you, Father. And today we are having an eminent personality for having such a wonderful session on data science and business intelligence. It's none other than DIVYA KASHYAP. So actually, she is currently working as a data science and MIS specialist in Amazon. And she did her basic information systems management and also completed the Japanese level language N2. Actually, she joined the Amazon as a Japanese associate and later she moved to the data science role. So I welcome you, ma'am, to this session.
Thank you. Am I audible, Elizabeth?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, next we are having our principal, Dr. Sajeev John, and Vice Principal V.D. Jones, sir. And I welcome all the department HODs of Christ College of Engineering and faculties to this session. And last but not the least, I welcome the students at this session. So thank you all. So over to you, Samuel.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, ma'am,
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you for everyone, especially Nathan sir and me and principal, the faculties, for giving me this opportunity in the first place. Very much. Today, I'm also thankful for everyone who have joined this presentation. As much as possible, I'll try to make this presentation a productive session. So I think we can start the session now. Okay. So I'll start presenting my screen. Samuel, if it is not clear, just let me know.
I'll let you know.
it clear, Sambar?
The screen, now it's visible. Now the screen is present.
I think it's looped now. So now we're able to hear it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We are able to see right now.
See the presentation.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
cool. Yeah. So to begin with, data science and business intelligence is currently booming everywhere in India as well as out of India. Data thing that is required in all the fields, like in medical field, in banking domain, in shopping field, and there's no field that require data. At schools, colleges, every field requires data. And today we are going to see about this.
Ma'am, the voice is a bit breaking actually. We have already prepared the presentation for you, so if you are comfortable enough, we'll be presenting the screen.
Okay. Good. Can I go ahead?
Ma'am, a few minutes, please.
Yeah, tell me.
We are presenting the screen right now.
Okay. Shall I stop presenting?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. No problem. No issues.
Ma'am, really sorry. We have a few technical difficulties regarding the presentation, so I'm sorry.
No problem.
Could you please share your screen again? I'm really sorry.
No problem. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Ma'am, the screen is visible right now.
It's visible now?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah.
Right.
Data science and business intelligence page is visible, right?
Yes, it is visible.
Oh.
Okay.
Nice. So we go to the agenda of today's session. So this is the agenda. These are the topics that we cover today. Sam, in case there is any problem, just let me know. Stop
Okay.
there. I just can't.
Okay.
So the agenda for today's session is Introduction to Data Science and Business Intelligence. So I'll tell you what is basically data science, what is business intelligence, and actually both might sound like similar terms, but there is actually a difference between data science and business intelligence. So we'll also see what exactly is data science and what exactly is business intelligence. And then the practical uses of BI, in short form, we call it BI, and data science, where all it can be applied, And then we will go to the tools and technologies that is being used in BI and data science, and then about the database languages, and then the scripting languages, and then the dashboards. Before beginning the session, I want to tell you, even if you're a 90% or a non-IT person, doesn't matter, this information you will be able to learn these new tools and technologies from a database standpoint. And if you want to excel a career in data structure, database, want to become a data scientist. Hello, yeah.
Could you please put it in the presentation mode?
Okay. I will stop and I will prospect.
Yeah, and the voice breaking a little bit in the middle.
Okay.
All right.
Now it's clear?
Your audio is clear. The screen isn't being presented right now.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
yeah, I think clear, right.
And now it's fine.
The presentation mode is not switched on right now.
Yep.
Ma'am, I guess he's asking for the slideshow.
Yeah. Now it's fine, right?
Yes, it is. No, ma'am. It's all right, ma'am. All right. You can continue. All right.
Okay. Let's see. So it's not clear after that?
It's all right now. It's all right now.
Okay. So yeah. So the first thing is data science. And data science is a very broad term. It focuses on extracting information from different data sets and applying that knowledge to bring about insight, solve a wide variety of issues. So it uses multiple fields like computer science, mathematics, statistics, informatics, etc. So basically what data science does is we'll be fetching, that is extracting data from a particular data set, which is stored in database, and we'll be using that information to drive solutions. We'll be using that information for each and every specific organization and provide appropriate solutions for the progress of the organization. So this is what data science does precisely. So it deals with both quantitative as well as qualitative data and emphasizes on both prediction and action. So it's clear, right?
Yes, it is clear. It is clear.
Oh, okay, cool. So now to business intelligence. Business intelligence again refers to prediction, storing, and analysis of data. This is also similar to data science. It comprises the strategies and technologies used by enterprises to analyze business information. So business intelligence, what we do is again, we do data mining, we do data research, we then do data analysis, that we extract certain data, and then we analyze the data, and on top of that data, we create dashboards, which are like graphical representations, so that our end customers understand what data is all about. So this is called as business intelligence. So precisely, we have seen what is data science and what is business intelligence. So now what we are going to do is we are going to understand what is the difference between data science and business intelligence. So before we go to that, the students, you have any doubts or you have any ideas about the difference between data science and business intelligence?
The participants can use the raise hand button or the box in order to convey the question.
Anybody have an idea of the difference? What is data science and what is business intelligence? Both sound similar, both has data extraction, and they use data tools. They are presenting data. So what is the difference and what is data science versus business intelligence? You have any idea? Anybody?
Ma'am, could you say an example about these two where you can input this?
Sure. I tell you what it is, then we understand better actually. So, data science versus business intelligence is nothing but some of my screen is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Yeah, good. So, business intelligence also focuses on data, and data science also focuses on data. But the business intelligence focuses on the past and present data, while data science focuses on the future data based on the historical trends. That is the difference. This is a very simple concept. With business intelligence, what we'll be doing is we'll be fetching the data which is already available to us. In 2020, we have sold 1 million mobiles. So this information will be fetched with the help of business intelligence tools. And with this 1 million mobile information, we'll be analyzing the new trends that we have to evolve to in 2021. And based on this sales, we'll be applying data science and using it for the progress of that organization. That is called as data science. Now you get the difference? Clear? So basically, business intelligence focuses on past and present data, and data science focuses on future data based on the historical trends. Okay? So now I think you can see the 3 different parameters of differences between business intelligence and data science. So business intelligence is mainly descriptive. It analyzes the past and present data, like I said. And data science is predictive, which gives future insights on data. Based on our previous year's sale, we are determining our current year's sale. So we are predicting and trying to determine our current year's sale. That is called as data science. So the scope of business intelligence is general because we will be taking the report on all the data and all things that is already present. But the scope of data science is very specific because when we are focusing on sales, it will be only sales. If we are focusing on quality, then it will be only quality, like that. So that is one scope difference. And the skill set difference is that business intelligence, for business intelligence, you have to be a business analyst or a data specialist who can do the data and interpret the data. Learn data science. Using data science, you have to be a data scientist or a data engineer or a business intelligence engineer or something like that. The other differences between business intelligence and data science. So they are very close terms, but there is a small difference between them. We can go to the next topic, where we are going to see a few practical use cases of BI data. And these are very few examples I've given here, but there are a lot of examples. And after giving you these examples, I would really want to hear some other examples from you guys, like where this data science is applied. So the first example is in banking domain. It is a widespread domain. To analyze the records of the financial status of the banking customers, we use business intelligence and data science, and mainly given banking solutions based on their new requirements, we use this data science. So this is predominantly used in banking domain. And we are living in the pandemic times, and how data science has helped to deal with the pandemic, and how previous year, current year data are all measured with the help of business intelligence and data science. So whenever we see this corona metrics or anything, we see bar graphs and all that. So that is all possible because it only with the help of business intelligence and data science, however small or however big it is, with the help of that only, we know how many students have joined and how many students have opened up the career opportunities from this college and so many things like that. So for that itself, data science is very, very useful. So I think I'll move on to the next topic now. The tools and techniques used in data science. Okay. Tools and technologies used in BI and data science. There are many tools and technologies used to extract data and analyze the data for creating data models, which will be useful for any kind of organization. So I have actually pretty much summed it up into three major predominant ones. One, the database languages. Two, the scripting languages. And three, the dashboards. So with this knowledge, anybody who wants to become a data specialist, a business intelligence engineer, a business analyst, or anything related to this data field, if he knows these three things, it will be very easy for them, though they are based out of IT or non-IT, it will be very useful for them to actually get a career in data related. So the first thing is database language. So unlike programming languages, we all know database languages are much easier and simpler prior to programming. So we are going to briefly see what is available in a database languages and what we have to learn from database languages and what are the popular database languages that are present. So database languages are mainly used for extracting data from databases. Database is nothing but a set of tables, complex structure of tables, simple structure of tables. From that, we will be extracting the data information. These languages use a set of statements with a particular syntax. Say, one is the data definition language, which is called DDL. The data definition language is used to create tables. Basically, where do we store all the data? So in simple, we store all data in a table, right? So for creating a table, we use options like create table, table name, then alter table, table name. If we want to make any alterations or if we want to make any changes in the rows and columns of the table, we use this alter option. And then if we want to delete a table or a database, we use this drop option. So this is very simple data definition languages where we can create a table, where we can also alter a table and as well as delete a table. So this is a data definition language. And then there is this data manipulation language, data control language. So data manipulation language, I think IT students might already know. This is nothing but the way how you extract data from database or from tables. So this is again data from. So I think we are done with scripting languages here. Any questions you have in scripting languages before we move to the part?
Ma'am, we have a query in the chat.
Python. Yeah. I think got a question. Python is being predicted, the chance of it being slow. Actually, there is a chance of it being slow in certain cases, and we are trying to pull data for like complex statements or complex web pages. But then for all the simple statements, it is being interpreted that is very right. But then it will not be slow. For all those cases where they are pulling data for simple web scraping, we can easily write things. That was my question. Is there any other questions, Amber? Am I missing out on anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Cool, Sam. Joseph, Sam. Okay. So, any other question related to scripting languages? So I'm just giving you a brief overview of scripting languages. If you are interested, like SQL, how I told you before, 60% of data analysis role is mainly with SQL, and the next 20%, 25% is with scripting languages. So Python takes the lead here. So if anybody, of course, JavaScript, VB script, there are so many things like that. If you get to know that, it will be helpful. But then Python is, like I said, it's much easier and simpler. And if you learn that, it will be very useful for you. So yeah. we can do the presentation, right?
Ma'am, the chat box is all clear. We're good to go.
Okay. So next comes the dashboards part. So dashboard is popular BI tool which is used for data visualization. So this Python and SQL are available since a long time, but this dashboard BI tools are recently been implemented. So I want to talk about a bit more on this dashboard side. What is the dashboard exactly? You all have presented and you all might have made dashboards in Excel, right? In PowerPoint presentations in Excel, you all might have made dashboards, but the complex data structure in a particular tool which uses it to create a dashboard is quite a concept. So what will happen here is there are tools like Tableau and QuickSight, which is a dashboard tool, BI dashboard tool, that are being popularly used. So in these tools, what we can actually do is we can fetch all the data we want. We want information about a particular number of hospitals which is actually providing COVID vaccines, particular number of hospitals which is actually giving COVID treatment. So very useful. It can also be used for a weekly basis. It can also be used for a monthly basis. We can not only on this trends, we can use it for various, myriad things that we actually want in colleges, in schools, in medical field, in all the domains possible. We can use this, and it is very useful for measuring efficiencies as well as inefficiencies. So, say last year there was a particular brand of mobiles was sold for 100 million mobiles were sold all over the world. But then suddenly this year only 60 million was sold. So we will be able to identify the inefficiencies and we'll also be able to find out the inefficiencies in the dashboard itself. There will be reasoning how it can be in the dashboard presentation itself. So that's one advantage of using these dashboards. These are very high-end dashboards, and you can see all the safety information in these dashboards. And then the most important part is that it actually saves time compared to running multiple reports. We store all the data in these dashboards directly. There are many mechanisms to actually store the data from our local databases into this Tableau, right? And from there we can automatically create dashboards. For instance, every time we need not go and update the data. Say last month, yeah.
We have a query in the chat section. It's from Adil Ibrahim. What's your opinion? What's your opinion about using non-SQL databases?
Yeah, MySQL databases are also popular now, but then there are things like Oracle, Redshift, and all. But then SQL is kind of base for everything. That is why I suggested SQL. Even if you have to learn something that is non-SQL, SQL database language will be a base because it is very structured, and these concepts are only slightly revised and used in the non-SQL kind of database languages. So when I learned the other database languages, learning SQL in the first place was very useful for me, because with that information already 50% of it was already covered when I went to non-SQL language. So the learning part was much easier for me. With practical experience, I'm telling you this. It was much easier for me when I went to a non-SQL subject. So learning SQL is great because major concepts that are taught in SQL are similar across all the database languages. So that is the reason.
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, cool. So I'm happy actually to answer the question. So I think we can move to dashboards, right?
Yes, ma'am. We are all here in the chat section.
Cool. Yeah, we're talking about the time saving. So instead of running multiple reports, we can data into this Tableau or QuickSight, and we can create dashboards on top of it, so that it actually saves time. Example, the example I wanted to give you is, we are like storing a particular data, very huge data we are storing somewhere, which is actually taking a lot of storage space. But then in QuickSight, in Tableau, we can also use cloud computing kind of things. Use a lot of web services that are using cloud computing, where we can store the data without actually taking up a lot of space. Then we can connect it with Tableau and QuickSight, and we can use it to actually build the dashboards that we want to. So it not only saves time, but it also saves a lot of resources. So that is the one thing I wanted to tell you about how we use Tableau and QuickSight. And then the one other important advantage is that we have a consolidated reporting in one location. So again, it will be one location, and we just have to share the link with others in Tableau and QuickSight, and we have to give permission for others, so that other people who are in our team or other students who are there in our class, everybody will be able to view it. So that's all it takes. What that provided, it will all be available in one single location. That is the consolidated reporting style that is available in this Tableau and QuickSight. So these are the major advantages. There are a lot of other advantages too, but these are the major ones that I wanted to talk about. So that's about it for the advantages part. And I will show you a sample dashboard, which is a very simple one. But then this one analyzes YOY sales trend from 2018 to 2021. So this kind of sales pattern for huge data sets and across multiple varieties of data, say mobiles, groceries, and these are all different. They all don't come under the same category. Mobile gadgets, groceries are different, books are different. So I think you're able to see the presentation that this is available. This sales information from 2018 to sales information till 2021. We can fetch that, and we can create dashboards for that, and we can store all the data in a data dump, which again does not take much of space, and then we can project it with reasons saying this is the reason for the drop, or this was the reason the rise in the sales between 2018 and 19 and 20, something like that. So this kind of data can be easily interpreted. So this is the concept of dashboarding. This can all be done in one location. Yes, with Tableau or QuickSight. Or there are also other emerging tools. Even with Excel, we can do this. But I'm telling you that are actually useful for creating dashboards. So that's all for the dashboard part.
Ma'am, we have a small query in addition. What is from Aishwarya? What is the purpose of using dashboard for data visualization?
Okay. Yeah. So the main purpose of using dashboards is that it is a graphical representation which makes the presentation very easy for those who actually don't know anything about the data. Say, if, for example, soap data set for the year 2020, there are lines of records. In the US, there are so many people affected and so many people have been vaccinated. In India, so many people have been vaccinated. If these records are available in, say, millions of rows and columns, it will be difficult for anybody to actually access the data and understand the data, right? Instead of representation in the form of a table, or instead of representation in the form of like a large data that is summed up in a Word document or an Excel, and the data is actually present in a graphical form, like a bar graph, a pie chart, or any other charts for that matter, it will be very easy. The same data, say 1 billion being vaccinated in the year 2020. With one single diagram, it will be very clear that this vaccinated, this many people have been affected, and many people have been cured. So with just one diagrammatic representation, we can get to know this data in like 5 minutes. But then if you're going to actually deep dive and analyze the data, it is going to take much longer time. It is also not a scalable option. That's the major reason why these data are available, which will be very useful graphical representation for understanding data of someone who doesn't know data. Got it?
Yes, ma'am, it's very clear. Ma'am, we have another query in the chat section. It's from Elvin Stanley. What are he's asking? What are the limitations of dashboards?
Okay, what are the limitations of dashboard? Good, interesting question actually. So there are limitations of dashboards. So the first limitation with dashboard is that dashboards are not open source at all. So dashboards, for using dashboards, free trial editions are available for a period of 30 days, like that. Free trial editions will be available. But then most of the dashboards that are available are in Bengal. So this is the first limitation of using dashboards. So we can definitely use free trial editions, but then only a certain period of time. After that, it all involves cost. But then we can also bring about optimal solutions to like one big organization is using these dashboards. When the advantages are higher, in that case, the costs involved will be okay for the organization because a lot of things will be using data. So the limitation is that it involves cost. That is the one major limitation. And also a secondary limitation that providing access to a lot of people is not possible. Only to a restricted crowd is allowed regards to access. So access cannot be given to everybody. That is another limitation with dashboards. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Elvin.
Any other questions?
Ma'am, the chat section is clear right now, actually. So it's good to go.
Cool. Okay. Okay. Data science, which language is better among Python and R programming? Okay. Good question again. So, yeah, I cannot talk about R programming because I was more into data science and business intelligence. And R is more used for business analysis. So, I tell you the difference. Python is a scripting language which will be very useful for web scraping. And of course, when compared to R, also, I would suggest Python is much better and easier. And it is also used for both business intelligence analysis as well as a lot of extraction part that we can do with Python. But then with R, what we can do is we can only be prescriptive, like we can only predict solutions in the future. With R, what we can do is we can take the data, all the other BI tools, like use SQL, Python, or some other BI tools, and with that information, we can put it in R, and we can do some analysis where we can draw some table structures and we can analyze the data and we can predict some future trends. Because that, say, next year you will see a rise in the sales. Next year you will see a rise in the quality or something like that. These kind of things only can be done in R. So there are some limitations with R. R is also very good, but there are some limitations with R. Clear, right?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear. Thank you.
Great. So, any other questions?
Ma'am, chat is currently clear right now, so we are currently to go.
Oh, okay, super. So I think we have covered.
Excuse me, ma'am, we have another query in the chat. It's from Hen. Any similar inline dashboard which was already there, how is dashboard better than that?
Okay. So actually, dashboard is newly emerging concept actually. So when I actually started with data science, that was the time, a couple of years back, like 3 years back, 4 years back, that whole thing was started to boom up. So what happened was, before that, in several offices that I know, using only Excel or a PowerPoint presentation for creating a graphical representation, right? So anything that was used before this, yes, we were using, but we were doing it manually. That is the difference. Dashboards were automated, but all this dashboard thing was being done manually in Excel. In Excel, what we do, we'll copy paste the data, or we'll manually the data row by row, column by column, and with that data, we'll like insert table, and with the column and row information, we'll create graphical representation. That was what we were doing. But then with the evolution of this Tableau and Qlik, what happened is that automated dashboards are created. For instance, one time if you just load the data, and then from second time onwards, you write a code so that the data gets loaded automatically. The graphical representation also gets updated automatically. So you need not make any change. So it is a cut-free zone. Okay, so you will be saving costs, saving resources, and there will be no limitations with this coding part because the data is stored in the cloud computing, and it will be very easy for us to actually do a graphical representation. Basically, the difference is that initially we were doing it all manually. Now, with the help of these dashboards, it is all automated. So that is the difference, and that is the betterment.
Thank you, ma'am. Currently there are no queries in the chat box, so you can continue.
Cool. So yeah, we are coming to the end because covered all the topics. The agenda is almost done here. Main thing I wanted to cover was data languages, scripting languages, and the dashboards part. So anybody who is interested in a data field, be it an IT student or non-IT student, whatever I have learned, I really guarantee you that if you learn the basic database languages and the basic scripting languages, you will all have a great future in this data field. Because data science is like required in, for example, say there are like one organization has 100 team, 100 team organization. That each team where a data person is required. This is very much required in the current situation now for like in all the organizations than it was in the earlier period. So anybody who is interested, if you learn all this, and I just wanted to give you 2 tips, which is like one source for learning database languages, scripting languages. I already know you learned a lot of things in your college. But apart from that, if you're interested, there's a very simple way to learn called as WP schools. Some might have already heard about it. If you just Google it up, W3 schools, and you can learn Python or SQL or anything that you want to. In very simple layman language, it will be given. And from that point, you start and you can really learn better. That's one tip I just wanted to give you if you're like interested. From there you can start. If you might be interested, they don't like to start it. So that is the point where you can start self-learning. That is how I started. So that was very, very, very useful.
So thank you, ma'am.
Anything else? Just before finishing, I just talked for 2 minutes for completing the session. Yeah, there are no questions. I can continue.
It was a very nice session, first of all. So we are having a little small session, and the participants can ask their queries now. You can either use the raise hand option or the chat box. You can put your queries right now. So, ma'am, there are more queries. So, thank you. So, fine. Thank you, everyone. Finally reaching the our session. So, formally thank and greet everyone. I'd like to welcome the CEO of IEDC of Christ College of Engineering, Thomas Sibi. Over to you, Thomas.
Samuel, I hope I am audible and I'm visible.
Yes, you're visible right now.
Respect DIVYA ma'am, Executive Director, right? And that too coming from someone who's working at a fan culture is such a great honor for all of us gathered here. And these questions are going to be been the ones which have been stuck in our minds for a very long time. And I'm really sure everyone here got a picture today. So thank you again for answering all the queries from our students and all the tips that you gave us today. And a big thank you once again for joining us today.
Thank you very much, actually. It was a wonderful opportunity to meet all the students and to talk about data science and business. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. And before completing, I had asked and said I just wanted to talk 2 minutes about positive thinking also, because
yes,
it's not a problem, because in this pandemic time, when I have seen a lot of people not easily use hope, and when it comes to their decisions, or when it comes to being a lot of students and a lot of people in jobs also face a lot of issues. So I think a lot of things to learn, data science and business, and so that is good to learn. But then whatever you learn, always be positive. That is the one thing I wanted to say to everyone. And being positive is like the most important part, because if you are positive, you always attract more positivity. So that's how things will change eventually. So being positive, like everybody says, be positive, and sometimes the circumstances are not very easy. My question: how to be positive? So that again, I have a few tips which I've learned recently. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope it will be useful for you. Just a very few things. So the first thing that we have to develop is an attitude of gratitude. So even in this pandemic times, there are so many things that have been available, from groceries to good education and this good online learning, which is being enabled us. All this, everything we have to gratitude. So the attitude of gratitude is very important. So I would like all the students, of course, you're all very grateful only, but then always keep that in mind so that it will be very easy. And the second thing that I want to say is every obstacle, see it as an opportunity. Obstacle equal to opportunity only. From obstacles, we only learn. So nothing is an obstacle. At that time, it might seem like an obstacle, but then it is an opportunity. So yeah, always look forward to learning from that. That is one thing. And the third most important thing is the last thing that I will say is that always take positive affirmations every day and in the present tense, so that you believe that like today is a successful day. I'm successful in my studies. I'm successful in my career, and something like that. Whatever you want to do, always take positive affirmations and you wake up, so that you will start the day with all the positivity. So these are a few tips which you can go about within daily life, so that it really you do. And like Olympic schools, there is again a channel in YouTube, Mind, Body, Spirit, which talks a lot about positivity and personality development. And if you're interested, yeah, you can watch that. That works very good thing too. So yeah, these are some.
Certainly, ma'am. And having positive-minded people like you around us really helps us to sell out as well.
Thank you. That's all.
So, ma'am, I will before we all leave, it's a small token of gratitude from our side to you. Steve, share the screen. I think, yes, it's a small token of gratitude from our side. If you can see that, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, it's a special thanks to Savio from S4EC for making this, and we'll make sure it reaches you as soon as possible as well.
Thank you. That's very nice, very lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, I would like to extend heartfelt gratitude to the entire college management, our nodal officer, Rahul sir, our assistant professor, Nitin sir, and see you, especially who got us you, communicated with you throughout the session, and to all the IEDC members and all of our faculty and students for their continued support guidance as well. And I would also like to acknowledge my gratitude to Samuel for doing such a great job on hosting today's session. And further, we are very grateful to the participants who are here today to make this event a great success as well. So once again, a big thank you to you, ma'am, Divya ma'am, and over to you, Samuel. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. A small announcement to the participants. The feedback form link we provided in the chat section. So please make sure that you all fill it correctly, because the credentials entered will be used for your certificates. That is, will be used for your participation certificates. Later on, it will be provided later. Okay. So thank you all. Thank you, ma'am, for your lovely session. It's been a really informative one. So I'd like to thank every one of the participants who took their time to be here with us. So I'd like to conclude.